All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol PLTR. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So here we are with PLTR being a very, very volatile stock. I mean, this is just running up, running down, and then it just ran up again, right? So you could see that. I mean, ran up, ran down, it ran up here, ran down, and then it just ran up today from these lows here of almost about $25 and some change. So let's kind of zoom in here and see what we were looking for based off the chart. So we were looking at this support here, and we wanted to pay close attention to how this stock reacted if it broke through 25.88, and the lows were touched at 25.21, and we had the lowest point here at 25.12 to see if the bulls would reappear, which is certainly what happened between this support and 25.12. The bulls reappeared, but the bulls didn't just reappear and level this off. They broke through support and went ahead and broke away from it, broke through the 50-day moving average, broke through resistance way up here at 26.70, and I mean, this just ran up and it broke through all the other resistance levels that we were watching for, right? And it's currently sitting at 28.60. So we're going to want to move our resistance to its new location and see what's going on, and our new support based off the last couple hours of the day. It's going to be very important to kind of pay close attention to these numbers, but I also want to talk about this a little bit broader on the lower end to have a midway point before this actually gets to the 50-day moving average to see, because this is a very broad stretch between support and the 50-day moving average. And then we're also going to talk about some important points here if it breaks through resistance. So if this breaks through resistance, your next important point would be up here at 29.16. I'd write that down. 29.16 is your next resistance level if this breaks through the resistance we're about to talk about, and this could be on its way up to newer highs, new resistance levels, and pulling further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. So that's going to be very important to keep in mind. So what is our midway point here, slightly based off the chart, right? If this support gets broken through, I would use this point, and this is recommended, and you don't have to. This is optional to go ahead and look at this point, but it's 27.53. I would use that point as a midway point before looking at the 50-day moving average to make a decision, because of the fact that this is all bullish territory and the stock could start to work its way down closer to the 50-day moving average, but it can bounce back from that point and work itself up to newer highs. So I want every single investor to keep that in mind. 27.53 is a good midway point to pay close attention to and keep in mind. So I want every single investor to be aware of that, but that's optional. That's not a legitimate support. That's not a legitimate point. That's just a point of reference that I would use, and it could turn into a support. We'll see how the chart reacts tomorrow. It could get broken through, or it might not even get touched, and this can continue the momentum, but I would use it to kind of see and break this up from being such a broad stretch. So the 50-day moving average is down here at 26.72. I'd write that down. As long as we're above it, we're in bullish territory. The moment we're below it, we're in bearish territory. So I want every single investor to be aware of that. Now, here we are with our resistance and support. We're at 28.60, and our support here is 28.42. That's a big stretch from our 50-day moving average to support. That's why I would use that midway point. So 28.42 is our support. If it gets broken through, we're still in bullish territory. We just want to watch carefully how quickly this is moving down, or are the bulls trying to reappear fairly quickly to continue to pull this back up? Because remember, the bulls need to continue this momentum and continue to break through resistance levels so that the 50-day moving average doesn't catch up to the price, because it will catch up to the price. Very important to keep that in mind. So 28.42, just watch how this is reacting. How quickly is it pulling away from it? And then we also have that midway point here at 27.53 to keep in mind and see how the stock is reacting before it gets to the 50-day moving average. And are the bulls trying to bounce back, or the bears just dominating this one to get it closer to their goal, which is the 50-day moving average, to get below it, right? And end up in bearish territory. So 28.42, watch the behavior of this stock. You're still in bullish territory though, so you want to keep that in mind. Now, our resistance. This is the most important point for the bulls. They want to break through this. They want to pull away from this, and they need to break through this and turn it into a support. So one thing is the bulls wanting this, and another thing is the bulls need to break through this and turn it into a support to continue this momentum and not allow the 50-day moving average to catch up quicker to the price. It might not catch up by tomorrow, but it could catch up fairly soon, later this week, and end the leverage that the bulls have created here. So the bulls need to break through 28.79, turn that into a support, pull away from it to reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and get deeper into bullish territory, pulling further away from the 50-day moving average to work their way up into newer resistance levels. So I want every single investor to be aware of that. The bulls need to break through 28.79 and turn it into a support. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88 and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02 and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves, and my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.